Today we're going to learn about solving system of equations by elimination. So this is day 1 and day 2. So when we get to day 2 part, go ahead and stop the video. If you're ready to watch day 2 or you need to watch day 2, go ahead and fast forward. There is a front slide before we get started. This is day 1 and day 2, so you are aware. All right, elimination. Well, before we get into using it productively, we're going to discuss the definition. So I went to dictionary.com, defined it, and then screenshotted the answer. So thank you, dictionary.com. So what does it mean? So the first definition is to put an end to or get rid of, to remove from consideration, to remove from further competition by defeating. For example, the team was eliminated. So kind of, we've seen it that way. Another definition is to expel, or, expel waste from the living body. And that third one is kind of the one that I like the most, to cause to disappear by combining two or more equations. This is what we are going to talk about today. To cause to disappear by combining, and we're just going to use combining. We put things together, right? I'm combining the amount of things on my desk in my hand. I'm picking it all up. And I'm doing that with addition. So we're going to do some adding, but we're going to think to ourselves, we'll get there in a minute. We're just going to use adding. Okay, day 1. We are going to go ahead and identify which term we could eliminate. So which one could we cancel out? So our goal is to have, and I'm going to type this. We want same number, 1 positive, 1 negative. So where do you see us having the same number, 1 positive, 1 negative? Well, I could say in front of my x's, I see I have a 1, but they're both positive 1. In front of my y's, I have a positive 2 and a negative 2. Ooh, that's the same number of 2. 1's positive and 1's negative. So as soon as I can do that, and I have that stipulation, and I erase those so they don't cause any more confusion, I'm going to add together my equations. So I'm going to add the x's, so 1 plus 1. Technically, I'm going to add the y's as well. I have a plus, let me get my highlighter. I have a plus and I have a negative. So when I'm adding a negative, essentially what I'm saying here is I have positive 2y plus negative 2y. And our argument is which sign wins out here. Our negative will always trump any other number or any other sign. So because I have a negative, those guys end up canceling out and they're gone. They're eliminated. 10 plus 6 gives me 16. Now I have a simple one-step equation to solve. How do I get x by itself? Well, we simply divide by 2. So x is equal to 8. Now yesterday we had solution points in terms of an x and a y because we graphed them. Well, the same idea, I need my y value now. So in order to figure out what y is equal to, I pick one of the original equations. And right now my original equations are a little messy, so I'm going to clean them up. It doesn't matter which one. I don't care. Which would you prefer? Let's go with the top. The second equation, or the next example, will go with the bottom. And I will show you that it does not cause any difference. So every time I see x in that highlighted purple equation, I'm going to write 8. So I have 8 plus 2y equals 10. So now I have a two-step problem where I need to solve for the value of y. So I start by subtracting over my 8, and then I divide both sides by 2. So my final answer in terms of xy is 8. Oops. 8, 1. I said 2 so many times that I wanted to write a 2. And that's my answer. Okay. So again, we want to get the same number, one positive, one negative. Nope, I don't think it's going to be the y's this time. If you notice, I have an invisible 1 in front of the second. So that's the one I'm going to cancel out first. So they're gone. 3 minus 2 is simply 1, or just y. 1 plus 5 is 6. So look at that. You didn't even need to undo anything. I already found one of my solutions. Now I'm going to go back to one of the original, and we said we're going to do the second one. And since this picture is a little bit cleaner, we're just going to leave it. And I found y this time. Notice I have y equals. So I have x. Maybe. Come on, go away. So I have x minus 2 in parentheses. Okay, laptop. You're not even that. Sometimes if my CPU is running too slow, it'll do that, but the CPU is really not even causing any issues. Anywho, we're going to plug 6 in for y. So now I'm going to go ahead and take negative 2 times 6, and I get negative 12. And I'm going to add 12 over. X is equal to 17. My answer is 17, 6. Why don't you pause the video and try this one on your own and come back and see what you come up with. Let's see how close we're getting to day 2. A couple more, okay. I should get the solution set of 1, 2. If you want to double check, pick one of your equations and plug your numbers in. So negative 4 times 1 plus 3 times 2 gives me 2. So we're good to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add those guys together. If you notice, I've got a positive x and a negative x, so those guys are going to cross out. Y plus y gives me 2y, and 8 and 12 give me 20. Divide by 2. I get y is equal to 10. Pick one to plug it back into. I'm going to pick the bottom one. Again, no reason, just that's what I picked. Subtract over 10, x is 2. So my solution is 2, 10. Okay, a little bit more complex. We still have one number, one positive, one negative, so they're going to cross out. Negative 3 plus 6 gives me a positive 3. Negative 33 plus 30 is negative 3. Divided by 3. Y equals negative 1. Pick one to plug it back in. Oh, let's do the top. I get 6x plus 3 equals negative 33. Subtract 3 over, get negative 36. Divided by 6, x is equal to negative 6. So I get negative 6, negative 1. Okay, next one. I'm together. The y's are going to cross off this time. I have negative 3 plus 1, which gives me negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. X is negative 1. pick one of the original equations. Oh, let's just go with the bottom one because then I don't have to do any multiplication. -1 minus y equals 4. -y equals 5. So y equals -5. So my solution is -1, -5. Okay, I'm actually going to stop here to see if I can figure out what's going on with my computer so it stops being so glitchy. So I lied in the beginning. I was planning on doing one just long video, but turns out now we're going to do two. So hopefully it will stop glitching when we come back.